People are beginning to detach from what no longer serves them. They're questioning old systems, old beliefs, old definitions of success. People are craving more meaning, more freedom, more connection, more authenticity. The answer is not necessarily more technology. It's reconnecting with yourself, reconnecting with your purpose, with community, with nature. Some people call this the Great Detachment, and it has begun. And most people don't even see it. Have you noticed that people are starting to question everything? What if the life you've been told to live isn't the life you were meant to live? People wake up angry and they're waking up aware. Something's changing in the world and you can feel it. Most people than ever are stepping back and asking, is this really what life is supposed to be? My name is Mark, aka Create Lifestyle. I help people over 50 break out of outdated beliefs so that they can create freedom, abundance, peace of mind, residual income, and leave a powerful legacy. And if you're under 50, you can certainly glean some insight from this conversation and perhaps save decades off of your evolution and the achievement of your goals. I call this escaping the matrix. And today I'm talking about something that's being called the Great Detachment. And I'm always talking about consciousness and information overload and why so many people are questioning the way that we've been taught to live. And this is going on all around the world right now. People are questioning the script. We've been told for years the familiar formula: go to school, get a job, work hard. And if you want to live better, go get more schooling, work harder, and retire someday. But most people are asking, is there more to life than this? And I've asked myself that question a lot of times over the course of my life. And I think it's a very healthy question, like, why am I even here? And we're just living in this crazy society right now. Krishnamurti, he said it best. And he has this quote that I often think about. He says, it's no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. All these things that we think are normal isn't necessarily healthy. Burnout's not normal. Chronic stress isn't normal. Living disconnected from your purpose, it's not normal. I used to work one of my old jobs. I worked in hospitality for many years, and I would be at work at 5:30 a.m. and I would stay at work all the way till about 11 p.m. or 12 midnight, and then come back the next day and do it all over again. And I do that for a stretch of 6, 7, 8 days, get a few days off, come back and get another discombobulated schedule. And I did that for a long time. And it's not normal. I don't know why I did it. I guess we could just get used to anything. I'd get my paycheck and I'd be pretty excited about that. But then what do you do with it? You just pay all your bills and you start all over again. Where's life in between all that? And as I walk around and I look around, I see a lot of people in those burnt out circles. So information overload is real. So now throw this in the mix, because we're living in an age where information is moving faster than ever. We got AI, social media, endless notifications. You might have just heard my phone chirp. There's news cycles. That's propaganda coming from the north, the east, the west, and the south. And it's all fear-based. It's designed to just kind of keep you in a nervous, reactive state. We're not designed to absorb all this information every day. We need to get away and unplug. I have a good friend, he leaves his phone in the car a lot. Just leave me alone for a little while. And I get it. Going out in the nature is the reset button. I love going to the ocean. And for years I've always liked going to the ocean. And I wondered, why do you just feel so good when you're at the ocean? Your vibration, it just rises. People are smiling. Most people are happy. Listening to the waves and just listening to the ball game in one ear or whatever it is that you like to do. But you just disconnect from the noise and reconnect with yourself. And nature, it just reminds you to slow down, to breathe, to pay attention, to be present. The answers often arrive when the distractions leave. this matrix that we're living in, that I call it. And as I mentioned, it's kind of like the Truman Show. Did you ever see that movie? It's called the Truman Show. Jim Carrey was the big star in it, and he was basically living in this fabricated society. It was like the joke was on him. Everybody was in on this thing except him. It's quite interesting, and it's a metaphor as to how we're living today. And a lot of people think that we are living in this kind of bubble, this thing. I felt that way for a long time. We're just trapped in this thing by design. It's like being stuck in some kind of spider web waiting for the spider to come and get you. Anyway, the Matrix, it sucks all your attention out. It puts you in a state of fear. It keeps you distracted, dependent. Wow. So we want to get out of this. Escape the Matrix is what I'm calling it. If I'm making sense, share, follow, subscribe. Check the links out in my bio. Get all my information. People want more meaning in life. And what I see is happening is simple. People, they want freedom, purpose, peace of mind, connection, authenticity. People realizing that there is more to life. MTL, I heard somebody say. That's a new acronym for all the acronyms we have. MTL, more to life. MTL, more to life. Freedom, it's an inside job. I always say that the only way out is in. We're starting to question these old beliefs. We're challenging the old programming. And that's where the rubber meets the road, is if you can begin to recognize your thoughts. Just watch your thoughts. Realize that you're not your thoughts. You're the thing that's observing your thoughts. And if you don't like what you're thinking, you can change those thoughts. So you have to become conscious of your unconscious habits. And I talk about residual income. It's definitely part of the conversation. Talk about creating an income stream for you. Talk about moving yourself into the asset class. Talk about, Robert Kiyosaki has this book out for some time. It's called The Cash Flow Quadrant. He talks about 4 different areas. It's the left side of the quadrant and the right side of the quadrant. The left side is being an employee. Then on the right side, it's being self-employed and then moving into being an investor. So there's lots of different ways to go about doing this, but all of them are going to require that you have this millionaire mindset, so to speak. So that's a lot of the things that I talk about. But what we're doing over here to create some residual income is we're using online marketing and we're creating digital products. Now, you want to move into this asset class if you're not already there. If you're there, fantastic. Talk about owning real estate, talking about owning some cryptocurrency, some investment portfolios, owning a business. All of these types of things is what we're aspiring to do. So understand that if you have money to invest in those things, there you go. Go for it. Information's everywhere to help you do it. But if you don't, where are you getting this money from? And perhaps creating some of these digital products is what it is that you can do, and sell some digital products. Again, if I'm making any sense, if that intrigues you, check the links down in my bio to get some more information. So money's not the goal. Freedom is the goal. It's more choices, more time, and more life. So in closing, the Great Detachment, it has begun. People are questioning these old systems. Information overload is real. Nature, it reconnects us to ourselves. And awareness creates the freedom. And MTL, more people are realizing there's more to life. So freedom begins when you stop living by default and start living by intention. Share, follow, subscribe. Understand the only way out is in. Peace, one love, and control your destiny.